Hello, everyone. Good evening. It's another edition of KAMDI, Candid Conversations, and it's Hollywood style. And I am extremely excited to have a very special guest today who has joined me and given me a little time. And I'm so grateful and thankful for that this holiday season. We do have Mr. Ernest Thomas, actor, author, speaker, motivator, and so many, many other things. Welcome, Ernest. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tanya. Thank you for having me and everyone. Thank you, everybody out there.
It's always a pleasure to talk to you. And
you too, baby.
Yeah, it truly is. You always got a wealth of knowledge to drop on some folks, and we're going to drop some tonight, or today, I should say.
Because you got that knowledge. I'm looking up to you, baby.
Oh no, I'm just going to ask the questions, and you're going to spill all the knowledge, and we're going to take it with us. It'll be a holiday gift.
Okay.
Even that, or I shouldn't just say holiday, but just in general, because it's a season to share and give.
Yes.
So welcome. Let's get started because we got a lot to share and talk about today. So I want to first start. I always ask the question with how you got started in acting. How did this journey start for you? Take us back just a few years, maybe.
Okay. All right. Because I can be long-winded. So I heard you.
Just to where the interest and how it actually got started.
Reader's Digest version. Okay.
Okay.
That's too old. No one that reference. That's an old reference, right? Okay.
Yes. But I know what it is.
You know what it is. Okay.
I do know what Reader's Digest is.
Okay. I was a late bloomer, and I tell the kids all the time, it's great to have a friend that believes in you more than you believe in yourself. Mm-hmm. And so God sent me Jake Smith, so I'm in college. I'm a Kappa man, Kappa Alpha Psi. I love all my Greek brothers, Omegas, Alphas, Zetas, all of them. But he was, my Kappa brother had an older brother. And he had been in the Army. He came to college like in my sophomore year. And he just took to me like a big brother, and especially when he found out I never met my father, never knew my father, and how that bothered me, right?
Okay.
And so he just, and even his other brothers and sisters were like, he don't deal with nobody. He's such a loner. Why is he dealing with you, But he saw something in me, and I think that just God put him there as my guardian angel, right? Because I would talk to him and be silly. Just the first time he started laughing, something I did, I think I was trying to imitate someone on TV, and then after that, I put a pillow in my shirt. So I was pregnant. I was pregnant with like eight kids, and like I was crying about being pregnant. So he's he laughing at all this stuff, right? And that's when he told me I should be on TV. He said, "Ernie, you can do anything those actors do on television or movie." I'm telling you, man, I know it. You should at least take an acting course. So I took the acting course, got an A in it. And that teacher, who was this white guy with red hair, I remember because he had this really red hair, right? And he said after that, when the class was over the last day, he says, "I want to talk to you." And he said, "You could do this for a living." I said, "Huh?" I said, "Oh no! I'm going to be a social worker, but thank you, because I never ever wanted to be an actor. People don't like.
Wow,
that's honestly, I never had that desire until Jake Smith put that in me. I wouldn't be talking to you right now. I would be happy as a social worker because we were on welfare and all that. And I love my social worker. Plus, she was a godly woman. She was a missionary. She took me to Kojic. That's why I became a member of Kojic, because my folks are Baptist. I became a Kojic. And
that's Church of God in Christ. And for those that don't know what Kojic is, Church of God in Christ.
Okay, it's God in Christ. I'm sorry. Yeah, Church of God in Christ. And because of Jake, then there was the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York, the oldest acting school in the world. And they were having auditions in Chicago, which is near us. And I was going to school in Terre Haute, and Jake insisted and then threatened to kick my butt. No, literally, seriously, yeah. That if I didn't go, and so I said I was going to go. Then when I got there, I froze again. You know, I said because I had the list of people, their brochure, all the people that went there, like Spencer Tracy and Robert.
Yes.
There's so many, just all these great actors, Robert Redford, and I said, man, Jake, I don't belong, I said, I just don't belong. He said, look, man, get in there. I'm gonna kick your butt. He didn't say but, you know what he said. Yes. And and he had bought a 6-pack of Schlitz malt liquor because that was our favorite drink at that time. And he bought that before I got in. He said, when you come down, we're gonna celebrate. That's how much he believed. So I got accepted. I went to, in the meantime, I took a job, really good job, first Black in that position. They were grooming me to take over the department at this steel mill. I quit, knowing I would quit, actually. So everybody was angry with me because I was the first Black in that position. I could really help others, because I was in charge of hiring people. It's a tough decision, right? So people were really angry with me. My frat brothers were angry. The guy who helped me get in there, my mother, everyone thought I had lost my mind to leave and go to acting school. I needed enough money to go to acting school. So once I got that, I resigned from that position.
Oh, they thought you were crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can understand. I definitely understand. And not only that, to start all over again. Really, I mean, you're really, you're literally starting all over again and living in a hotel room. They had Roger Williams Hotel, and they allowed students to live there 3 at a time. There were 2 bunk beds, one bunk bed and one single bed. And you paid $100 a month. So that was my new, yeah. So everyone really, of course, thought I had lost my mind, I did feel like that at times, because when God gives you, and I advise all of you, all the unsung people, when you go to YouTube after this and listen to Divine Strategies by Bishop T.D. Jakes. And I didn't know. I learned about Bishop Jakes much later, but I realized what he was talking about that's what happened to me. God will give you a word that is so unimaginable, right? He said, "This is what I want," and you're like, "Oh, I can't tell." No, people think I'm crazy if I say what I've heard. The whisper God gave me. How is that, God? What are you saying? You want to turn my world upside down, And so I'm saying, yeah, God put it on my heart. Everyone, and even in the church, Kojic was not for it because they don't believe in secular things. So
right.
You were done with the church. You're going to hell there. So
right.
So now you go to hell.
A lot, with artists, yes.
So I'm literally me and God and Jake, me and God and Jake, and I tell people it's so lonely. And there are times I doubt it. There are times I tell people when you have that doubt though, and that's what God said, have the you never speak the doubt. He said call on Him. He know you're human. He says my strength is made perfect in your weakness. God says. Yes. So when you feel that, just call on Him. But there are times I'm crying like where am I? This is such a this is so contrary to my whole. I'm such a loner. I'm such an introvert. Anyone that knows me from grade school, junior high, high school, you wouldn't see me. There are people who I grew up in my neighborhood. I couldn't tell you. I could see them today. They can tell you my sister's name, my mother, everybody. But because I was Kojic, you were in the world, not of the world. And I was a loner anyway. So I was in my room to the point that neighbors got on my mother. And that is not right. That is not normal for that child to be alone like that. You could put it, he got to at least sit out by the bench and watch people play baseball. And so I started, because they were on her so much, I did that because my mother wanted me to do, because they were like, this is just, it's like it was child cruelty. but it wasn't her. I preferred that.
That
So
was
I
her
went from
preference.
that to a person who embraced this thing where you got to be on stage. All look at me. Acting is look at me.
Right.
Look,
Yeah, it
see
is.
what I can do. See what I can do. So from there, you know, and then talking, the more I fell in love with that, I could talk to people. You know, I just felt this love, like the acting. I fell in love with the acting, and it made me, as an actor, you observe people, and I just felt just a curiosity now about everybody.
So it almost sounds like you transformed, like you.
I did, baby.
So the question I had, I wanted to back up a little bit.
Yeah.
When did you realize this is what you wanted to do? You know, because you made that decision to go to school. What city was this? What city was this in? The school, or where you were?
Terre Haute, Indiana, where Larry Bird. You know, now everybody just associate Larry Bird, the famous ball player, from there. Yeah. But it was Indiana State University in Terre Haute, Indiana. Yeah.
And so, did just a light go off? And you just all of a sudden, I want to do this, or
yeah. I think when I know when I got accepted by the American Academy that day, that Jake, you know, took me there and we celebrated. When I got, after I auditioned, because I'm extremely nervous going into this hotel that he was in. I had to go up the elevator. I'm still thinking, you know, but I said, okay, God, but as a believer now, you know, still I'm a strong believer in Christ. Right? So I am calling on him, like, Lord, let me be able to deliver and not, you know, crumble. And I got in there, and I don't know any better, you know. So I had a couple of speeches, and I had a chair. I took a chair from the table, the dining table there, and jumped on top of the chair and did this whole speech for him. Then I got down. I had more of a quieter moment, you know. And as soon as I got done, that's when you know. So the God is there. As soon as I was done, he says, "Welcome to the American Academy of Dramatic Arts," and I almost fainted right there. So because, yeah. So so from there, that's all I could think about. You know, again, I'm just, I feel these moments of darkness, of grayness, because I know, okay, I got accepted, but how am I going to do this? Because I'm the first to graduate from college in my entire family ever.
And everyone what your degrees are in, so they know your background.
Yes, sociology and a minor in psychology, and then I did a year of my master's in student personnel to become like a dean, you know, like that. So I did a year of my master's, and that was in that graduate year. That Jake. So again, once so I would say the light, it definitely went off then, but there were still those moments of feeling like you were just in the center of the universe alone. You know, like, you know, this is gonna cause a lot. And then when that job came along, you know, I had to take that job. You know, so I'm acting there. My first acting job was pretending that I was gonna be there forever.
That was funny. Okay. Well, let's fast forward a little bit. I want to say hi, those that are joining us. I know people will be watching this later. Hi, Gregory James and my friend John Cunningham, Shirley Stubbs. Hello to everybody. Thank you for joining us. If you have any questions for Ernest, please post them and I'll be happy to ask him and he'll be happy to answer. But we're going to keep going. I wanted to find out. So let's fast forward a little bit to what's happening. Okay. Let's talk to Raj. Tell us how that came about and how you felt about what's happening, because you know that's just a classic for many of us that we still love to this day.
Yeah, he won't go away. It's 43 years later on TV One. We were on there for every night for 4 nights, 4 times a night for a long time, and then it went off. And they put another show on, which I love too. And then all of a sudden it's back again. And, you know, they're not doing it for charity. If they're not making money from that with advertisers, you know, they wouldn't have it on. So all these years later, that show is just a little show that will not give up, the little engine that could, you know. So I saw Cooley High. I wanted to be in that movie so bad.
Ooh, one of my
And
favorites.
of course, that was impossible because it had been done already.
Mm-hmm.
And but I couldn't let go of that. And Glenn Turman, who is so underrated as an actor, he's incredible.
Yeah.
And he's in the new movie Ma Rainey's Black Bottom with Viola Davis. You know, that's coming on this month.
Mm-hmm.
But he's incredible, Oscar worthy. But anyway, he did such a great job as Preacher Jackson. That's the character I wanted to do. So anyway, when I did finally go to the Academy, and then I do Broadway, thank God, with Hal Prince, who did Phantom of the Opera, and also was directed by Tony Perkins, who was in Psycho, you know, that famous horror film Psycho.
Yes, I remember.
So he directed me. And so I was really in good hands with two great people, and for two different plays. And then I wanted to be on, you know, TV. So I had like 4 deaths in the family, and I believe that when God gives you tragedy, there's a reason. You don't know the rhyme or reason, right? But definitely he's going to do something great too in your life. So when I had 4 deaths, and my grandmother being the last of those who really wanted to see me on TV, that's when I decided to make that move. And so I left New York, where I was, you know, I had Kathleen Carroll for Daily News. She's still there. I got great reviews from her. Okay. So I was called the Bravo Kid because I got Bravo. Live, I'm amazing. You know, and that's just God. That's all Jesus. That ain't me. Because again, I'm amazed at I pinch myself. Okay. And I know that's just Christ making it happen. But I'm phenomenal on stage. You know, you know, that's it. So anyway, I just so I said, I got to go to LA. I don't know nobody in LA. I just took a flight. I just decided to go August 30th, 1975. I knew some friends that had a friend of a friend that lived here. So I stayed with this person, that person. And then the first gig I got was the Jeffersons. That was a guest spot. And when I was on the Jeffersons, which the audience just loved me, you know. I played a friend of their sons, Lionel's, and I played a friend of Lionel's, and called Train. You know, his name was Train. And so afterwards, Isabel Sanford's agent said, "There's a new sitcom called Cooley High. I think you'd be perfect for it." So I told my agent, and when I heard that, it's like Twilight Zone, right? Right. It's new sitcom, like, so how, again, when you visualize something so hard, because I really felt that. And lo and behold, God is so amazing. Yes, here is, I still get it. Who can do that but God? So I auditioned. It's like 200 people, because they went everywhere searching for this Preacher Jackson character, who they wanted to be, you know, like that, more street, which I was not. And they did a pilot that didn't work. So they kept me and then put a whole nother cast around me. And that became Fred Berry, Danielle Spencer, Shirley Hemphill, and Mabel King. And I felt instant chemistry. That's another thing that only God can make that happen. When you've never seen these people before, and when you enter that room, as soon as you see them, it's like a family reunion. And when you touch their hand, it's like electricity coming through your body. It's like we know each other, but we have never met each other. So only God, that's when that chemistry.
That chemistry.
Can't explain. So it happened. It was just like that. And it happened within a year. And I had a lot of haters, and a lot of people just didn't understand. But, you know, even Kojic was hating, because they were saying I was going to hell, you know. So so they were hating. The family was upset with me. Frat brothers upset with me. So again, me, God, and Jake, you know. And
wait. Let me clarify. So they were upset with you because you got this new.
no, they were still upset from day
Oh, you
one.
mean from
Oh
before?
yeah, from day one, they were never happy about. No,
About the acting thing.
stage meant nothing to them. That wasn't success. Only they knew about television, but
Ah,
but
okay.
Broadway meant nothing to them.
Okay, so
Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, when I called my mother and said I was on Broadway, she said, "Broadway and what? I come and pick you up." True story. I
so
know. Is this thing on? Is this thing on? True story.
that is
So
funny.
so we did that. So they had with the new cast, we were a replacement show for the summer. So the regular show that was on in that slot, and we were in top 10 every time. But we did 4 episodes, and that's what the phenomenon of what's happening. They did a whole test of it before we even get, they did a test of the pilot, and those are all white folks. When they do that test back then, it's an all white audience that touches a button and say whatever, and we got high approval. That's again, God is just making all this happen. And then when all of a sudden you go from struggling trying to get a plate of food to eat, eating Snicker candy bars so you can be full, right?
Yes.
And to now, you're getting a nice paycheck, you're getting known. I mean, you can go anywhere you go. People are all excited. They're all over you. They're excited, but they're joyful. You bring people joy, and I'm so glad it's not like nothing against dramatic shows, but I'm so glad when people see me, it's like they've always known me because I've been in your living room so long.
Right.
I'm Uncle Ernie. I'm Uncle Raj, if you will. I'm Uncle Raj. And they grab me, they hug me. And the same thing, male or female. When I went to Rikers Island and talked to the inmates there, I had no idea, because these guys had done murders and all that, and there was a young group. And they were trying a program to bring in motivating speakers to help them change and all that. But these guys had committed, just horrible things.
Yes.
So when I spoke and talked about God, put God first, and you can change. And when Christ is in you, you become a new creature. No matter what you've done, you have a new. Oh man, they had a line. All those prisoners, all these hardcore prisoners, were lined up to get a hug
from Ernest.
Lined up from Raj. Hey, think about me. It's all Raj.
It's Raj. It's not Ernest.
It's Raj. But hardcore is saying, I'm talking Latino, Black, and they were like, "Man, I'm gonna change. You right, man. You right, Raj. Because I got children. I got to be example for my kids and all that. And you one by one, you're hugging, and they're trying to tell you what they're gonna change and all that.
Yeah. So it was almost like God gave you a vehicle through what's happening. That was the first vehicle, anyway.
That's right. That's right.
And open that door so you can. You were being used in that way. So
absolutely. Absolutely.
That's pretty awesome. Great story. Let me read. You have a question here from Gregory James. How was your relationship with Fred Berry and the lady that played Shirley?
Oh man. Well, with Fred and I, we had I would say a complicated relationship because, and again, I'm not perfect either, but, Fred and I were like brothers, right? But when the drugs came, and I did drugs too, but it changed Fred in a way where he became another person, and this super ego came out where he said, "I don't need anyone. I'm the star of this show, Ernie. I'm the star. Without the fat jokes, there's no show." So he started making demands, and so it really, of course, it rubbed me the wrong way, but not just me, everyone. And yet he was so talented, so gifted, and but he just became all about solo, like I'm the one, and so that's where the conflict happened. It happened not what's happening, also what's happening now. He had said, well, brother, with the new show, I'm not going to change. But sure enough, that thing came back again, you know, and he always had these enablers, you know, this team of super fans who tell me you are this, and it's no show without you, baby, and they filling him up with all that. And you know, and so what's happening now is, you know, Martin Lawrence, that's how Martin Lawrence got his start, because they fired Fred Berry and brought in Martin Lawrence and Ken Sagos, you know. So and Martin did the show for 2 years, you know. So but the first what's happening was the but so when before he died, though, to his credit, he became born again, became a minister, and I'm mentoring his daughter right now, you know. His daughter looks, oh Lord, she looks just like him. And so we were doing some charity in North Carolina, and he said, Ernie Byrne, I don't know why he always called me that. Ernie Byrne, can I talk to you, Ernie Byrne? So I came to his hotel room, and he apologized for every single thing he had done. Mm-hmm. You know, and I love to hear it, but another part of me said, he's gonna die. I knew that. I saw, you know, he's getting ready to die, you know.
Oh wow.
So it was so part of me was, I was happy, but then you know, as I went back to my room, I'm thinking, oh my God, wait a minute, you know? And then he died maybe about a year or so after that, you know. And his son asked me to officiate the funeral, which I did, and you know, it was, you know, again, but he didn't know how talented he was, you know. He really didn't know, and I would give $1 billion right now if I had it. I would give $1 billion for him to come back right now, you know. And Shirley was like a big sister. She would fight you about me, you know. Shirley thought that I was too nice to people, that people abused me, abused my friendship, which they did, you know. But that thing from the Kojic about turn the other cheek. If they want your shirt, give them your suit, all that. I had that in me, so I kind of had like a sort of a guilt thing about this new success, and was always trying to overdo it. Anyone that asked me, I would give them more than what they ask, you know. I would just think of people like, oh, I bet Tanya could use. Hey, Tanya, I'm gonna send you a check. Or I got a check for your mother. Isn't her birthday? Whatever. I would just do it, but it wasn't reciprocal, you know. Right. And so that angered her, and she was very cutting edge, witty, you know. You don't want to get into no dozens with Shirley. You know? Trust me, baby. She did. One guy, I swear, his mother has the hair on the face. You know, when some women have hair on their face. Yeah. So he kept messing with her. And I figured she ain't gonna go there though, right? And he kept talking about it. So no. Oh, it was the mother. The mother kept teasing her, like we do in the show. Okay. So the mother is like, no, we just at you know, like at lunch or something. So she said, Shirley, you do need to lose some weight. You are kind of fat, and yada yada yada. And so Shirley kind of looked around at me, like, Ernie, now this is somebody's mother, but you got a Gillette razor on you.
Oh, she came back. I bet that was very comfortable. It was natural for her, it sounds like.
Oh my Lord. And baby, that lady never bothered her.
Oh yeah. Well, she had it coming, it sounds like.
She had it coming, right. Or if you came, like I said, yeah, my friend Tanya's come from Gary, Indiana, and I helped her and her mother and all them. I gave them money, and they hardly ever say thank you. They don't call about my birthday or nothing. So when you come there to the show, she gonna say, "Oh, what's your name, Tanya? Oh, you're the one that's been using them, huh? You're the one that's an ingrate. He told me all about you. Oh, and he do something for your mama, your sisters, your children. So she'll tell on them." And that's embarrassing, but yeah, I miss her. I miss her too, man.
Oh, there's another question. Are you and Danielle Spencer still close?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Actually, we were closer. Danielle and Haywood, Dwayne, the two young ones, they just latched on to me with a death grip from day one, you know, and I didn't get it because I don't, you know, I just have friends my age. I didn't understand it wasn't comfortable with a child, you know, coming home, that they want to come home with me, you know, be around me, you know, and so.
How old was Danielle? How old was she?
9 years old.
She's only 9. Okay.
And Hay was 15, and they are like crazy about some me. All right, and
that's so sweet.
And I even told, with Danielle even more so, to the point I kept ignoring her. Like, no, baby, you got your hand. This is a make believe, baby. We're not really sister and brother, okay? So I gotta go. And so, but one day in that first year, I remember I tried to do that. This time, she wasn't having it. So she jumped in front of me, blocked the door, and just started wailing, just scratching me. I'm talking about blood is coming, right? She started scratching me. And like, girl, if you lost your mind, what the hell is wrong with you? And so Shirley says, she loves you, fool. You know, don't you get it? She loves you. Aww. And it was just that moment, you know, of this stark truth that just, she loves you. And that began to break that ice. And from then on, they would come over and Ernie, let me show the latest dance. Look, I can do the back. I can swim in the I can swim. I can do the backstroke. And
you know, your attention. Yeah.
And that lasted throughout as they became dating age. They wanted me to meet she wanted me to meet the boyfriends for approval. He wanted me to meet the girlfriends for approval. Okay. And I didn't ask her. They wanted that. They just wanted to know, what do you think of them? You know, so it was a beautiful relationship. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. Greg is asking, or I actually know the answer to this one. What was the beautiful lady's name that played your mom? Wasn't that Mabel King?
Oh, Mabel, the supernatural Mabel King.
Who was also in The Wiz, for those of you that are, yes, she was playing the wicked.
Eveline. Don't bring me no bad news.
That's right. Don't nobody bring me no bad news.
Yeah, that's right. Don't nobody bring me no. And yes. I had seen her on Broadway. I had seen her, and I was in awe of her because I had seen that musical so many times, you know. Mm-hmm. And to meet her, I was just, you know, I was starstruck. I thought she was here, you know. To me, she was really a star, you know.
Yes. She had a warmth to me. She had a warmth about her playing that part as your mother. I felt that way. Yeah. You know,
and it's true. Yeah, that was her. That's everyone, and so many kids, you know, actors who weren't working or striving. You know, they need that reassurance and motivation. And she was there. She became that mother. She had a house, and so many actors and singers would be there. You know. And she'd have them perform for her, right? And encourage them and critique them, right? And then she'd get up and do her songs, some things she wrote, songs she had written, you know, and then they pray. They also had prayer, you know, because she was big into prayer. So she was like the earth mother, you know.
Okay.
If she met you, if she was here today and she saw you, that's what she would do. She'd hug you like you were her daughter. And she would say that, you're my daughter, baby. All right, daughter, you call me now. She'd have you give you her personal number. Yeah. You call me if you want to talk about anything, got anything on your mind, you call me. Yeah.
That's Shirley. You have a comment over here. Shirley is saying, Mabel, she was so awesome. She gave the best hugs.
Oh, my Lord. Oh, my baby. And you know the famous hug that all the big girls, they want to hug me and they want me to say, Mama, I can't breathe. Of course. So yeah, she did. She had the great hugs. Yeah.
Let's move on because we don't have a whole lot of time. I didn't mean to spend the whole time talking about what's happening, but there's just so much there. But
oh, that's okay.
Everybody hates Chris. Let's talk about
Yay!
it a bit. Yeah, just a little bit.
Tragic, Mr. Omar.
Yes, that's what everybody wanted to hear. And we talked in the past. We had talked a little bit, and we were talking about how this particular show just introduced you to a whole new generation of fans. People,
oh my Lord,
didn't even know what's happening. They just know everybody hates Chris.
The millennials, that's what they know. And thank God that Chris Rock, God bless him forever, and Ali Leroy. You know, I just, man, I cannot thank them enough, because they created that character for me, and I didn't have to audition. They believed in me enough, because they were raised on the show, that they know I would deliver. Now it's scary when, okay, now you got to deliver on something that no one has ever seen, right? But thank God, again, I just called on Jesus, and a older lady, an extra, she was there to remind me. The first day I had to do Mr. Omar, 6 o'clock in the morning at Paramount Studios. I'm walking back and forth, nervous, oh my God, and pacing back. And she said, "Baby, what's wrong?" I said, "Well, you know, I didn't have to audition for this. They wrote this for me, and this is the first time they're gonna see it, and I just want to make sure." And I'm going on and on and on. She said, "Oh, baby, you know, just do it for Jesus, baby. It ain't about you. It ain't about you."
Oh wow!
And I swear that was it. Shit ain't about you. And I tell you, Tanya, when I walked on there, when she said that, I walked on there, I could just feel it, man. And so it's just like when you say it, it just hits, you know. And we don't have a live audience, so you just have to know after the scene when they tell you it's funny. But when Tashina Arnold, who's, you know, just so incredible, you know, they just did the Soul Train Music Awards. She and Tisha, and she has a neighborhood. I love that. But she said the first day, she and Terry Crews, God bless them, that first day on the set, because people are feeling it after I do my scenes, and she said, "Hey, can we have him in every show? Can we?" And Terry Crews said, "Yeah, we need him in every episode." So, you know, only God can make that, because they don't need me, you know. They're the stars.
They thought they did. So they see you're saying that they needed you.
Oh, bless you, baby. So that was, you know, and from then on, again, everywhere I went, you know, at night there's a video, because in Brazil, we're like gods there. I mean, they literally almost worship us. And there's a video of Tashina over there, and you would think she's Michael Jackson.
Oh, really?
I'm not like the crowds. Yeah, they got to have security. They all over her, and they're doing her lines from the show. And the same thing, I get a lot of stuff from Mr. Omar, love for Mr. Omar. So, but not only Brazil, Hong Kong, France, Germany, England, Italy. You know, it's, you know, that world audience I never had. You know. And I thank God for that. You know, so I'm getting letters even now, you know, from Switzerland and Germany. And I said, sending order. Then they got photos I've never seen. I don't know where to get these photos from. I try to do a duplicate copy of some of these photos. Really? So they got photos I have never seen before. Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So how's your family feel about it now? And your Kappa brothers. I'm just curious.
Oh, well, you know, when they saw the show, first shock, total shock, you know, because no one expected this to happen. I'm not lying, you know, even though I asked God for it, I'm not gonna lie. I was pinching myself too, you know, like, huh? You know, so yeah, it was a whole nother thing, because, you know, it's bragging rights now, you know. That's my Kappa brother.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
that's my Kappa brother, yeah.
You know, the family, that's my brother, that's my nephew, that's all that was going on, and the friends. So people were, it was a total shock, total shock, especially to the actors who were in grade school, junior high, and high school. I never had. I was always tell the actors who I knew, because, you know, I had the Christmas plays, the Easter plays, and I'm like, oh man, I wish I could do that. And one guy, Robert Riley, he's still doing a lot, very talented young man. I idolized him. He could sing and dance and all that. And he had a father and a mother. You know, he had a home rather than not the projects. He had all the things. They had like a house, a real house, not the projects. Right? And very talented. So yeah, they were just and not only that, for them to see photos of me with people like Burt Reynolds, who and Muhammad Ali and Lucille Ball, Danny Thomas, people they admired, like that.
Right.
And
heavy hitters. You got some heavy
hitters. Yes.
Because you were in Malcolm X.
Yes.
And what was the movie? Sidney Poitier.
Piece of the Action.
Yes, that was.
Yeah, Piece of the Action.
Those are classic movies.
Oh yes, babe. Yes, yes.
Tell me what Sidney Poitier. Oh, you can't.
Baby, come on. You can't. I can't even talk. Come on. There's nobody better. There's no one great. Remember this. He was at a time in the 60s. This beautiful black skin. Right? Mm-hmm. That they not a light skin, nothing is light skin, but that's what's acceptable.
Yes.
But here is this man, and I think only God can make that happen. He was the right person at the time. And remember, this guy he was from Bahamas, so initially he couldn't speak the correct English. He had to learn, from reading this from the newspaper. And this guy taught him. The guy would go through the newspaper with him, but so articulate, so classy. I mean, great actor, but just his aura of this, just a warrior, just a hero, And so I could identify with that. So I made him my make-believe daddy,
Okay. I love it.
He was, as a kid, that was, never thinking I would work with him, never thinking that would happen, So when it did happen, he had to get on me from staring at him, And I'd be on the set. Hey, snap out of it.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, he loved it. He gave me so much love. And then about 10 years, maybe about 20 years ago, there was a party at Quincy Jones' house. I don't know how I got invited, but I got an invitation. I'm not right. I don't know Quincy. I got an invitation. I went, huh? They want me there?
You are so humble, Ernest. You are so humble.
I'm serious. I didn't know. So I got there, and Sidney was there, and he told everybody, he says, this guy, he did such a great job. I owe him. He said, I owe him some money. He said that. So just knowing that he was pleased and he was happy with me, it meant everything to me. Yeah.
Well, you are an icon, Ernest. I don't know if you realize that. You're so humble. I love talking to you. You have great stories, but I noticed that about you. You are so humble, and I love that about you. And I love how you have shared how God has used you through all these years and just in every aspect of your life. I love that. We only have a few minutes, but I wanted you, I didn't even touch on half my questions, but I do want you to share about your book, because I know you have a book. I want you to share. And the last time, before we were doing streaming live, when we just did the chat room, we were typing all of our posts and comments, and you were a guest some years ago.
Yes.
About your book that you were writing, but you're going to finish it one day. And I remember I called you. I said, I want you to finish that book. And
You did, baby. I think you sure did, baby. And I needed that. I needed that encouragement, because I was feeling a little lazy about it, So no, I thank you for that. Yeah.
You're welcome. And it's done.
Oh, it's out now. It's on Amazon. From Rags to Riches: Overcoming Life Through Faith, and it's really a testimony of faith to Christ and God, that no matter what you've gone through, because I have proteges that I counsel and manage, and over the years, they know they call me so many. Most of the time, they don't believe in themselves as much as I do, so they run away from me, because you're gonna either walk on water or run from me. Okay?
You said it before. I love that.
Yeah, you're gonna walk on water. Yeah, you're gonna have either supernatural faith, or you don't want to talk to me because I'm gonna be on you. No, you got this gift. I don't want to hear that. No. So So I do that. I do that all the time. So that's what that book is about. Like through insurmountable odds, yes, being seeing your mother being beaten by these giants, these men as a little boy, you 3, 4 years old, she crying for your name, crying for you to stop. I can't do nothing. So I said nothing. That didn't destroy me because I was introduced to Christ first. So then you're bullied by your black classmate at the all black grade school. That wouldn't stop me, being an asthmatic, trying to get your breath 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, asking God for death. Lord, death would be better than this, Lord. I could be with you, Jesus. Even that, going to the South, being called nigger, I have to go say yes, sir, no, sir, even to the white kids. That didn't destroy me, and then molested by a pedophile, the neighbor whose wife we knew, Sarah. I played with his children for whatever reason. The pedophiles love little boys, little girls. So so when they complain about, oh, there's a conspiracy and I don't vote because of this and I don't do this and I don't do that, I say, you know what? Y'all are chewing top. You don't realize, there's so much blood. You are swimming in the blood of your ancestors. You have any idea. The reason you're afloat in life now is the prayers and the blood of those who came before you.
Yes, that's powerful.
And the difference in you and I knew that. I appreciated the ancestors. I appreciated what my grandmother and all of them were. And I knew my history. I knew my pastor told us. Yeah, Jesus was a man of color. He wasn't a white man, and that's not trying to be like you better than anybody, but just the fact. So that the first man, Adam, again, in that region, even the white archaeologists say man of color, this skin. So having that knowledge, walking with that knowledge, right? That the divine breath of God went into Adam, who looked like me. Okay. So it didn't start with no slavery for me, So having that, knowing that I have this divine heritage.
Yes.
I have this divine heritage. So with that, so that's what that book is letting people know. Stop. Yes, you got a lot to complain about. Yes, there are conspiracies. Yeah, people don't hate us. Some people like to get rid of all that. So what? What are you going to do about it? The only thing greater than all that is Jesus Christ. That's the only thing greater than all this stuff. Otherwise, you will fold. That's why people are becoming bipolar, manic depressive, alcoholics, suicidal. The second leading cause of death among young black men in their 20s, suicide. Suicide. No note, no explanation, because it's all this stuff. It is true, It is true that the white racist cop, I don't believe most cops are, but the ones that KKK have infiltrated it in such a way, man, they have a license to kill, the ones who have it. But most cops, I will say, no, I don't believe you got to defund the police. That's stupid, because we have black on black crime and we're killing each other. We need police. Now, you still need some of that funding. It's too much funding. Some of it definitely could be directed, but we got to love each other. We got to love on each other and put God first. It will shift overnight in the whole black community. If we did that, just that in itself, love on each other with the love of God, it would shift. Spend that dollar among ourselves. And I know that for a fact, because there's a little minister in Livingston, Alabama. He's about, he's like 4 feet tall. 3rd grade education. and he took all these people with welfare as his parishioners, took their checks. So you spend everything among us. They bought land, they bought the livestock, and they became they were $200 million. Livingston, Alabama. Now we are trillions of dollars as a nation. We are mighty people. If we would do like the Jewish people and the Italians and the Mormons. Remember, the Mormons were outcasts. They killed their leader. They killed that man, shot that man at 38 years old. Thought that was the end of it. They decided we're going to unite together. We're going to get the best education, finance. They don't even accept welfare and unemployment. That's how cold. You can say what you want about them, but the fact is, they shows you unity. We need to stop that complaining, put God first, unite, forget about the differences. All right. And look at what the future, we got to do this for our kids. All right. So anyway, that book is about that. It's like how you can change this thing in an instant. I'm telling, in like today, right now. And I tell you, I have a daughter, a beautiful voice. I said, you know what? You sit on your butt talking about, oh, well, I'm kind of heavy. I said, that girl, what was that girl that had the song, the one girl from Brit, she had that really popular song. She's heavy set. And she's really popular, but she had that song. I can't think of her name now.
You're talking about Adele.
Adele. That's what I'm talking about. Adele. I said, she just sang flat-footed. All right. She wasn't dancing, you know, she just singing like that, the gift that God gave her from her gut, you know, and said, that's what you need. Stop complaining, put that on iTunes, and pray before you do it, and let God do it. Stop complaining. And then I have another kid. He's a rapper. I said, again, y'all got these gifts, and all y'all do is complain about what the white man is doing and Trump this and Trump that. You know, the bottom line is, you know, you ain't doing enough. Your faith is weak. You know, your faith is weak, and you need to ask God, like, God, you need to pray. You need to feed yourself. You feed yourself all this negativity that we see, we're inundated with, right? But that's why you get to read that scripture every day. You pray every day and pray with other people, like mind, like spirits, right? That two more gathered in his name. It is true. If you do that, baby,
today, yes.
I'm telling you, it's so true. You're gonna feel down. I'm telling you, with all this I'm doing now. You think there are times I don't feel depressed? I feel low in spirit, but I said, Jesus, Lord Jesus, help me, and I keep going. Smile anyway, and baby, things come through. Things happen because I'm not gonna allow that negativity to color my whole day. I'm not gonna allow it to happen. You know.
Well, thank you, Ernest. That's wonderful. Please tell everybody, and you all that, and Ernest Thomas, there he is. I don't have to say too much. He said it all. But please, before you leave us, tell everybody where they can get the book, how they can find out what you're up to, your website, just share that information. Leave us with that, okay?
Okay, yeah. Ernest Lee Thomas. I included my whole name now. So on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, it's Ernest Lee Thomas. You can get the book at Amazon, Amazon.com on there. Soon I'm going to do the audio version as well. Okay. And I also have a book, Conversations with My Mother, a tribute to my mother, who's 89 years old, and definitely a woman of God. So it's also, but that's also on there. So yeah, you can Ernest Lee Thomas. If they want questions, they want to ask them about anything, they can send messages, you know, via Instagram, Twitter, whatever. I answer it, you know, because I told God I would always, you know, humble myself. You know, I don't want to ever think that I'm too good. I don't have time, you know. Because I don't know who needs a word, who might be considering suicide or depression. And I want to make sure that. And
somebody taught you that, right? I remember you sharing that story with me. Who told you that?
Muhammad Ali. Yes. Muhammad Ali. We signed autographs for 4 hours. I wanted to quit. I whispered to him, Ali, won't we tell them that, you know, have your bodyguard so we got somewhere to go? He went, because you never know. Who needs a word? Somebody think about suicide right now. Somebody's depressed in this line. They smile, they got the mask on, smiling, and they're really depressed. They need us. They need a hug from us. They need us to make them laugh. And we would do that even out here. We go to Compton, South Central, Watts, just for no reason. He go get in his Rolls Royce and said, "What are we doing?" He said, "Yeah, we're gonna make some people happy." You know.
That's a great story. Thank you for sharing that. I intended to try and get to that earlier, but
thank you.
People need to hear that. That is so. I always try and give people some nuggets or some lessons, and the whole thing was all nuggets and lessons. The whole conversation.
Thank you.
So I thank you, Ernest. I will tell everybody, if you send Ernest a message, be ready for the answer. So just know he gonna answer you, but you know, it might not be what you want to hear, but he gonna.
And you can also mail P.O. Box 11533, Glendale, California 91226. So you can also request photos and stuff like that from.
People mail still. I thought they just did emails and.
Yeah, people still send. You know, if they want a photo or something, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, just a question. You could just, yeah.
Yes. Well, Mr. Ernest Thomas, thank you so much again for joining us. And we're kicking off the holiday season. I appreciate you taking some time. And to me, it's giving. Hopefully everyone is, I'm sure I can say, blessed by this conversation. So I thank you, everybody. Please follow Ernest, keep up with him, support him, purchase his book. I thank you for joining us for another KAMDI conversation. And Ernest, please come back and see me again.
I'd love to, baby. Thank you. And God bless everyone. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
And same to you, Ernest. Thank you so much. Everybody, please follow me on YouTube. My fans of my song, My Unsung Tears, you can join my KAMDI Group business page as well. And if you want to see this again, you can go to my YouTube channel where all the KAMDI conversations are. Subscribe to it and you can see them all. Thank you, Ernest, for a wonderful evening with you, and we will talk soon.
All right, baby. Talk soon.
Good night, everybody.